right, y'all. And we're back with the Yeah Coach podcast, where we encourage you to take action in life through the testimony of others. We have today the Coach Nef with us here today on the other end, here to inspire us all. He's an influencer, personal trainer, a husband, and a father. I was like, wait, what else is he? All right. Hi. How are you doing today?
We're doing well. Doing well.
Doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Good. You look good. You look nice. You look healthy.
You do too.
You work out or something?
A little bit.
All right. So the first thing I wanted to ask you today is, Nef, what did you have for breakfast?
Not what I should have. I've really been trying to eat eggs. So as we've went grocery shopping, scrambled eggs and a blueberry, is it cinnamon raisin bagel with peanut butter on top. And I haven't been doing the best with it every morning because I get up at 4 every morning, but we still go out the door. This morning, grab my cantaloupe and my protein shake.
Yeah. Good breakfast. Did it get you full?
No, not at all.
You still hungry?
No, I stopped at Chick-fil-A.
I was about to say, you're probably hungry right now, huh?
No, we got 2 spicy chicken sandwiches.
For breakfast?
No, spicy chicken biscuits. I got to make sure I say spicy chicken biscuits.
What time does Chick-fil-A even open?
6:30.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I know the time.
Did you wake up late today?
No, I had a client at 6:30.
Oh, okay.
I was a little late for that one, too.
Oh.
But,
she still got to work out in, though, right?
She did.
Okay, good. Look at you out here getting people fit. I love it. I love it. All right. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So this is Yeah Coach podcast, right? So what inspired you to start Yeah Coach?
What inspired me to start Yeah Coach before this restart, or like in general?
In general. Let's start from the beginning. Let's take it back.
From like 4 or 5 years ago, I had a best friend named Scout, and he had this saying that no matter like where he went, and he said he got it from someone else. It's kind of funny, but no matter where he went, he said, "Yeah, Coach," and it was just kind of like his thing. And I was like, I always hung out with him, and I was like, I like it. So we both started saying, "Yeah, Coach." And you said it to like encourage someone to do something different, like to hype them up. It's literally like a hell yeah. And it went from him and I saying it, because him and I went to the same church, and him and I had the same friend group, and him and I worked together. So it went from our church friends saying it to our work friends saying it to our friends outside of work. When we would go out, we would just start saying it. And it really became like a saying. Like you really said it to like encourage. Like when you beat somebody in 2K, like you walked up to somebody you're uncomfortable talking to, and you just like, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like talking to a female. And it went from that, and then something happened where he moved to North Carolina after he graduated high school, and more and more people stopped saying it. It went from him and I saying it, everyone saying it, to fewer and fewer people saying it, and then it just became me. And it really did become only me when I ended up moving to Cincinnati. Moved to Cincinnati, and I was like, it's literally the only person saying it. And it started to die down. And as I was trying to figure out where I am and what I was doing in my personal life and like my spiritual life, I found Crossroads here in Lexington and started going to Crossroads up in Cincinnati. And I went to the Uptown campus, and feeling like I wasn't alone in my journey on my campus or in my life on a spiritual level made me feel like I could like take the next step, that I could like keep going, and that I could persevere through the lonely, or what felt to me lonely times. Because I go to college camp, and I'm going to these college nights and doing things, I'm finding out I'm not the only person struggling. I'm not the only person doing this. So I was like, I know I'm not the only person that's suffering through this. How can I help make this better? Well, for me, I also noticed that I wasn't always encouraged as much growing up. It's not like I was discouraged to do things, but it was like, follow the path that's been laid out before you, do what is normal, or do what is easy. Go to Toyota, go to UPS, go like fall in line. And like, there wasn't a lot of encouragement to go do my own thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to let other people know they could do things different as well. And to know that they're not alone in it, I wanted to help that. So I was like, what are the two best conversations, two best places where you have the best conversations? And I always thought it's going out to eat. Like you have some of the best conversations just going to get something to eat. People like drop down their guard when they're eating. And then when you're like in the car, if you're on a long car ride, what are you doing? You're talking. You're not listening to music the whole time. Some people, yes, but like in most instances, you're like figuring out who's in your car right now. Like more about them, asking them questions. Y'all talking back and forth, having a good time. So I was like, let me see what I can do. I put 2 camera docks in my car when I was living in Cincinnati. It's a small 4-door Chevy Cruze. Like there's not a lot of room. And I put both my phones up in the camera docks, and I just like, I'm gonna have a conversation. And knowing that I can help someone, my goal at that time was to share the stories of college students. Like I'll interview college students about their biggest influences in life and how they are, who they are as a person, how they got there, and their experience in college. I just ask things like, what'd you go into college? What was your major when you went into college? Where did you get that interest from? What do you plan on doing with that major? How many times have you switched it? And I would talk to everyone from freshmen to seniors to college graduates that are now trying to use their degree. I've got a lot of good feedback from it. At the beginning, though, I had no idea what to call it, no idea at all. I was like, man, I want to do something like this. Like, what do I name it? Well, knowing that I say "Yeah, Coach" all the time, and I didn't know how I was going to tie it back into it. I was sitting in the parking lot at Uptown, and my friend Mac and I were sitting in the parking lot, and Mac was just like, why don't you just name it "Yeah, Coach"? I was like, I guess I could. I guess there's not really a name for it. It literally all kind of fell together that a lot of my different like mentalities, the way that I'm thinking, my mindsets, I, I, Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know Bill Nye the Science Guy,
I
right?
do. I know Bill Nye. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yep.
Bill.
He actually has a quote that says, everyone you meet knows something that you don't. So I took that quote from a literal perspective for me, and I was like, everyone that I meet can push me and help me learn something that I would have not known prior. And to help me grow. So I took that, and I also took the other like way of thinking of no matter what you go through, if you look at it from a different perspective, getting perspective from other people, that's what we do in Yea Coach. But if you look at it from a different perspective, you can get a different outcomes. What you think going into it can make a different outcome coming out of it. And I took that, and Mac and I made a acronym for the name Yea Coach. We took the letter H out of the word yeah, and we named it. We acronymed it. Your every action consists of attitudes changing here. And it was like, boom, it kind of just fell together like in my lap. And I was like, wow, like this is going to work. It's about seeing things from a different perspective, hearing someone else's testimony, encouraging someone else to take an action in life. And I was just like, I like this, and wasn't planning on like making it super, super big. I just wanted to I personally wanted to hear other people, which I literally just interviewed friends. I wanted to hear other people's stories on their college experience, and just hopefully, just maybe, that it would inspire someone else to take that action, to change their major, to stick with their major, like to do something and to persevere no matter what they may be going through. And then we started to make it align even more. Like everyone that we have come on here, the reason why they're called Coach Nef, Coach Dakia, Coach Amber, is because they have coached you in a way of thinking in life. You hear their testimony, and they've become a coach in your life in some way, shape, or form. You found out something new about nutrition or fitness or college, and you just kind of ran with it. And
That's
now,
powerful. That's
I
really
appreciate
powerful.
it. Thank you. And now we're back to fitness. Now I've relaunched Yea Coach with all my good friends that I now have accumulated in the fitness industry, and I can tell their stories, get their testimonies out, and I have more direction with it now because it's driven towards fitness, and it'll expand to other things in the future. But right now, we're just focused on fitness. But that's where Yea Coach is from.
Wow, that's powerful. And I especially love that Bill Nye quote. What was it again?
Bill Nye. Everyone you meet knows someone. Everyone you meet knows something that you don't.
Everyone you meet knows something that you don't. That's really amazing to think about. Everyone is literally a coach. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so I have a question. So, what advice would you give to young ones that are finding their way in life or starting in the fitness industry?
What advice would I give young ones? What do you mean by young ones?
Young ones or just fresh people just getting their foot, into the fitness world or personal training world.
Mm.
Like, what advice would you give them?
Ask questions. Never stop asking questions. There's always something that you can learn from someone. Literally with Bill Nye the Science Guy. Find someone, shadow them, ask them questions, everything from quality of life to what's their pay, how much work and home time do they have, because those things kind of matter. Obviously, like, we want to do what we want to do all the time and feel like we're never at work, but then you also have to have time for outside of work as well. If you can't have quality of life with your family, then to me, like, what's the point? My goal with Yea Coach is to encourage people to take action, but also show my kids how to live and encourage others to take action as well. And if I can't work and be a father at the same time, I'm not showing them anything.
Right.
So I would recommend follow people, shadow, like, gain knowledge, experience, go seminars, workshops, everything.
So basically, you would tell them to be coachable.
Yeah, be very open-minded, be coachable, and be willing to have some of your disbeliefs about the fitness industry just crushed.
Love it. Go into it with an open mind and be coachable. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Let's see. What is your favorite thing to do in downtime? Whenever you do have downtime. I know you're pretty busy, so.
It used to be journal, and I've slacked off on that a lot. I used to love writing in my journal. Now, I find myself not able to decompress unless I completely put everything to the side, or finish everything.
Why?
I have to finish everything because it stays on my mind. It will stay on my mind the more and more I don't do it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go chill. But there's always something that I could be doing. So if I can make a list about what could be done right now, that make it to where I don't have to do anything while I'm going and chilling, while I'm not doing anything, while I'm, like, just hanging out. Once I've done that list, I finish, I can go do whatever I want. What I like to do now, since I don't journal, I love to watch Marvel series, Marvel shows, Marvel movies. I 100%, I love it. It's between that and our kids recently just found our old ball pit in the basement, and so we'll put both of the kids in the crib, and we'll dump all, like, the balls that you see at ball pit to, like, Kids Place and Chuck E. Cheese and things like that. You'll dump all the balls in the crib, and you just see the kids run, just playing in them. Just Nomi just throws the balls everywhere. Milan throws them at our face. Like,
I love that. That is so fun. Oh my God. It's like one of my favorite things to see. It's just their faces light up when the balls come out. They are nuts.
Yeah.
All right. So you said you like to watch Marvel in your downtime. What's your favorite Marvel series? I guess your favorite Marvel series or movie. It could be either one.
Oh, favorite Marvel series or movie? That's a good question. I've never thought about my favorite Marvel series, like the hero series, or can it be like Avengers, or is it like?
All right, any Marvel. So yeah, just out of all of the Marvel. So yeah, the hero series.
Hero series. My favorite. It's a really, really good question.
We done stumped them, y'all.
Yeah. My favorite. My favorite that's been done right by the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU. I think they did. I don't know. I probably have to say I really enjoy all the Thor movies. The Thor movies are probably my top ones because I like action, but I also like sci-fi type stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it has a really good combination of both, as opposed to all technology or all brute force. Like the fact that you can mix in Norse mythology with, like, the comic books or with real life. I find that really, really cool, and make it flow, because you have everything from different universes to the 9 realms. Like, how do the 9 realms are like occupy space in the multiverse? Like, I still don't understand it completely, but I enjoy watching the Thor movies. Probably the best. Ragnarok, obviously, number 1.
Oh, Ragnarok? Yeah, that
Ragnarok
one was
or
pretty
Black
fire.
Panther.
Pretty fire.
Ragnarok or Black Panther. One of them two are my top.
I gotta say, Black Panther is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Of course. Wakanda forever. No, I think you just like Thor because you want a Stormbreaker. That's what that is. You want your own Stormbreaker. Anywho.
I wouldn't mind a hammer.
We have plenty of hammers. So what do you do when you feel like giving up?
What do I do when I feel like giving up? What I do when I feel like giving up is I remember what happened when I didn't do anything, or when I wasn't impacted, when I wasn't encouraged. I remember that feeling of it not being for me, and knowing if I'll give up right now, someone else is going to feel that same way. It's not that I'm doing it, it's my absence. I fear the absence of not doing it. That's what makes me keep going.
The absence of what would happen if you didn't do it, if you stopped. Wow, that's pretty scary to think about. That would definitely propel me to keep going. Wow, that's deep. Okay, oh my God. What?
Nothing.
Am I doing a good job?
You're doing great. I'm enjoying this.
I'm
I like
freaking
getting asked
out.
questions.
Okay. So, I know you've worked out, in the past, but high school, even after high school, up until you moved to Cincinnati and stuff like that, right? You've always worked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always been fit-ish, whatever you want to call it. So how would you say fitness has impacted you or helped you in everyday life?
Now or then?
Now.
Now, it's a strive towards a goal, and to also show people and myself that I can do both. I can work and work out every single day. Some people can say, oh, I don't have time for it. They're not making the time for it. Like 100% plain and simple. Like, if you will make time for things that are important to you, if it's not important, it will show in your schedule and in your routine.
Right.
So I do it to show myself and others, like, you have time. And I set personal goals for myself that I want to get to, physique wise and performance wise.
Mm-hmm. So would you say it's just a mentality? Like, it's a mentality thing that you have, like, you have to have this is what I want mentality. Like,
you do have to define what you want to be able to strive for it. If you don't know what you want, you can shoot for anything. It's like going to college without knowing what you want. You're going to get a business major just because business applies to everything. Once you figure out what you want, you'll change that major 3 or 4 times to figure it out.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't have an aim, you don't have a goal, you don't have an aim.
Right.
You're just shooting for anything.
Right. Okay. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry.
You're good, baby girl.
So nervous.
You're good. This is flowing really good. I'm enjoying this.
We got lost. What were we talking about? You said, I asked you how fitness helped you in everyday life, or how's it impacted you now?
You have any more questions for me?
I think I do. I do have more questions. Wait a minute. Okay. So, why?
Go ahead. What is it?
I feel like you put your why into Yea Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like you put your why into Yea Coach?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. The mission statement for Yea Coach is my why. It's encourage people to take action. Right now, I'm doing that through the testimonies of others. I do that in other ways, in whether it be public speaking or
Wait.
Coaching at what?
In what ways do you plan?
Do you want to rephrase the question?
In what ways do you plan to encourage people to take action in the future?
In the future?
What big plans you got? I know you got stuff brewing in the works. I know you got stuff in the works coming. I know.
Expanding on what I'm already doing now. Right now, I'm focusing on fitness and how you can improve your quality of life through fitness and how that spreads to other things. I literally, like what you got put on my money clip. My favorite quote is, how you do anything is how you do everything. And I'm diving into fitness because I think everything is connected. How you do things in fitness is how you do things for the rest of for other things in your life. And big plans for that in the future would be expanding beyond fitness, encouraging people in fitness, and encouraging people in their nutrition, in their mindset, and mental health, and parenthood, like, and everything. And overall, my goal is to get to that life coach stage. Right now, I love the route that I'm taking because I get to dive deep into each different sector of life and then get a real one-on-one personal experience with it. So I have a personal experience to speak on when I'm going to do a life coach or do motivational speaking.
Yes, so right now you're gaining all of your experience.
Mm-hmm.
You love to learn, don't you?
I absolutely love to.
I know.
I love to learn with others too.
You love to learn with others?
Mm-hmm. To feel like you're not alone in your learning, like that. To be able to learn knowing that someone else is learning from you as well. Kind of like what was it like? Another way that I would define it, I love it phrased like this too. I heard it from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is it what did he say? I want to impact people in a way that they're inspired by what I taught them. So when they think of what they learned from me, they no longer think of me, but they think of their own base of understanding of how this world works. So when they think back and they're like, oh man, I did this or I'm doing this because Coach Nef told me to do it. That's, in my opinion, that's teaching by authority. I want you to take the knowledge that you're gaining from what we're giving and go off and run and say, I now have this new understanding of how this world works and I can go be this great individual human being and do the same thing for others.
Mm. So I see that, I hear that you love to be around people and you love to be in community and with others. Mm-hmm. So, because you are this way, did you feel alone a lot when you were younger? Is that something that just inspired this way of being, this way of thinking, this mindset that you have?
I felt alone inside, but externally, I always tried to fit in. I was one of the kids that was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this so I can be known and be seen and fit in, so that I can make a name. But I wasn't always myself. I do that more now.
So you're more of yourself now.
100%. Whether it's good or bad, you like me, you don't like me. I love to be the Coach Nef, the one that yells and screams all the time, gets you hype, or the one that makes you run away because you have too much energy at 5 o'clock in the morning. So.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey. All right, so this is going to be my last question for you, Coach Nef, okay?
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So in what way has becoming a father impacted your journey? Yeah, Coach, your mindset. In what way has becoming a father impacted you?
In what way has becoming a father impacted me in what I do now? I'm a lot more patient. I'm a lot more patient with myself and with others because of them.
I feel like patience is one of the first things you learn when you have kids.
Yeah.
It's like one of the first things you learn for sure when you have kids.
I know that I need to be patient in what I'm doing and how I do it. And with the results or the pushback that I get from my clients or my friends or from my coworkers, they're not going to see my point of view ASAP. And it's not my job for them to see it. It's my job for them to see the benefits of it.
So having kids has actually helped you in the way that you coach your clients.
100%.
Hey, kids
100%.
are amazing.
They absolutely are.
All right. Well, Coach
Yeah.
Nef, that's all I have for you
Hey,
today.
yo. You know what we got to do at the
What
end
we
of
gotta
every
do,
podcast.
I do know what we have to do. Are you ready?
Yeah, we got to the Yeah Coach on the count of 3. We said to encourage you all to take action, and now we're about to end it with the podcast. I want to say thank you so much, beautiful. You have helped me with this podcast, and I'm excited to post this. Thank you for the
Aw.
questions. Some things I wanted to talk about, and we got to open up, and they got to hear your voice too.
Thank you for having me on your podcast. I've been waiting, waiting. I was a special guest, Crystal.
Maybe next time we get you on the other end, I can ask you questions.
And we are out with the.
Look at that, Yeah Coach on 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Coach.
And that wraps it up for today. Thank you all so much for listening. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.